Miss Lisa Jahn-Haight, and this video is for the job opening for the host of the tiny house building series. And I'm going to kind of look at my cheat sheet here to get an idea of what the questions are that I'm supposed to be answering. As I said, my name is Lisa Jahn-Haight. As far as my age goes, most people say I appear to be between the ages of 30 and 45. A lot of people think I'm much younger than what I really am from the way I look. I live in South Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the city, in a kind of a small neighborhood. As far as my personality goes, most people would describe me as caring, friendly, helpful, and detail-orientated. How I'm known amongst my friends and family, I would say most people would immediately say that I have a very positive attitude. I tend to look for the grace in small things, glasses half full, that type of thing. Currently I work for a company that owns several hospitals in the area, and I do administrative work for them. I do have a background of working in building construction and design from 1997 until approximately 2010. I worked in either the design industry or some facet of the construction industry, and I believe you could see that from my resume if you want a little bit more detail on that. And what qualifies me to host the show about building tiny homes? I would have to say that I've always had a passion for smaller homes. Most of the homes I've lived in my adult life were 1,000 square feet or under. And I really like smaller spaces that are cozy. And the other thing is I think that probably the biggest turning point in my life recently was when I read the book You Can Buy Happiness and It's Cheap by Tammy Strobel. It just really impacted me when it came to her downsizing to live in her tiny house. If you're at all familiar with the tiny house community, I'm sure you've heard of her. Her and her husband built a tiny house, or had a tiny house built, and have been living in it for quite some time. And it's just something that I really have a passion for. I've always had a passion for smaller places. I have worked on designs for houses as big as approaching 15,000 square feet, but it wasn't where I really found the most comfort in design. I like smaller spaces. I like spaces that have multiple uses that just really mean more to the occupant than just size and just space. And that is very much a passion for me. One of my ideas, and I hope it's something that I will able to follow through with, is I would love to help each one of my grandchildren build a tiny house of their own as part of a graduation present from high school. I have a while yet before I would need to actually work on that project, but I think it's something that would just be a very wonderful gift to them, would be to actually build a house of their own with their family members and then have this place to live in when they grow up and get older. Sometimes when I'm kind of dreaming, I have this fantasy of everyone in the family having their own tiny house, and we have our own kind of area in the woods where it's almost like a campground place where we all bring our tiny homes and get together and just have family time. So, because of my big construction background, as well as what many people have talked to me about in the construction business and the clientele business, of just having a really good grasp of being kind of the mediator between the construction group of people and the clients and designers and whatnot. I just think I really have a talent for that, and I think it could be something that could be very useful for a TV show that needs someone like that. And as far as why I want to host the show, I guess, again, going back to Tammy's book and just, you know, what I think is just the craziness of the McMansions. I think people that have become just way too fixated on the material items instead of the items that are most important in life, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I would like to help my grandchildren build their own tiny houses, is because I want to instill in them a love of life for life itself, from experiences in life, and not just experiencing material things and having the ability to buy material things. To me, life is not about the material things you own. It's about what you experience. It's about the relationships and just grasping life the way it's meant to be, and not just always trying to acquire more than everybody else. As far as fun outside of work goes, believe it or not, one of the things I enjoy most is home projects. Also, I enjoy reading, I enjoy exercising. My favorite exercise would be taking walks out in nature, which I just really love. I love roller skating. I still have my old roller skates from way back in the 1980s. I also love spending time with my family, my children, my grandchildren, my stepchildren, family members, and friends that I consider to be family members. Something that you wouldn't guess by looking at me, I would much rather spend time putting on a tool belt and charging up my circular saw and building a custom-made trellis, or a what I call my meditation station, which is actually more of a kind of a meditation altar area that I built from leftover wood from a project that we had in our home, which I built by myself. Then I would cleaning the house. Sometimes I procrastinate cleaning the house and doing other things like that by creating projects in the house for myself to do. So that would be the answer to that, and I think that answers all of the questions that were posed on the email that I got. So if there's anything else that you would like to know about me, I would welcome any other questions or comments. Thank you very much.